Red pill is a sexual strategy for men, not a reproductive strategy. And I believe that this distinction is imperative given the most recent update for our species. And so I will happily explain. So, first and foremost, within Red Pill, we are told that women control access to sex. And so, as a man who takes the Red Pill, you are then responsible to up your sexual market value. That's why you take the Red Pill. You go out into the world and you achieve status, you achieve financial gain and stability. You up your looks, and so on, basically making yourself more sexually desirable to the human woman. And here's the thing, it works. It gives you that instant access. Women flock to you because you have status, money, power, authority, and so on. But men didn't necessarily like this setup because even though you've achieved all these things and you're getting exactly what you're wanting out of it, it's giving the woman too much power, too much leverage in the relationship. So men begin to feel like that they were getting taken advantage of, and understandably so. You don't want someone using you for your resources, taking her out on dates and showing her off. It just didn't seem fair. So Red Pill men wanted to figure out a means to get that power back within the relationship, within those dynamics. And so Red Pill will tell you that yes, women control access to sex, but men control access to marriage. And so I don't know about you guys, but the vast majority of women that you may come across will tell you that at some point in their lives they would love to get married and have a family and that white picket fence lifestyle. And so this was perfect. This was the perfect adjustment, the perfect pivot to the sexual strategy known as Red Pill, is by leveraging marriage and saying, hey, I can give this to you as long as you give me X, Y, and Z. And that's why you begin to see an influx of men coming out and saying, hey, these are the women that are more desirable to have, a marriage with, to have a family with, to have this white picket fence lifestyle. If you're over 30, nobody's going to want to marry you. If you have a high body count, nobody's going to want to marry you. If you are a single mother, nobody's going to want to marry you. So this was a shaming tactic to keep women kind of settling for these types of men and to essentially continue to give them exactly what they want, which was sex. And if you don't give me sex, then I can just find it elsewhere and find a different woman that I would want to eventually marry. But then the Red Pill made another pivot because men begin to realize that, oh, I can have access to all of these women and I've achieved all of this status and I've done it all on my own, and I'm essentially going to be giving it away if I choose to get married. Now, Red Pill men are telling you that there's really no benefit for a man to get married. All for, at some point in time, the woman to get bored and to divorce you. And so with that, men are now telling these women that we don't want to marry you, but we still expect sex and desire sex from you. And so women saw this and they're like, okay, so I'm no longer going to take that bait because now you're not even going to give me what I desire out of this. So now women have made another pivot, another Uno reverse that is giving them their power back that the men genuinely no longer have. And the thing is that this new pivot that women have made still benefits men. Believe it or not, it still benefits you because, again, Red Pill is a sexual strategy. So you still have access to women. But the difference now is that women are not having your children. 50% of young women are now childless. And if nothing else speaks volumes, that definitely should. That women will still give you access to their bodies. They'll still take up your time, possibly take your resources, but they're not going to give you that legacy that Red Pill preaches on a consistent basis. And that's an Uno reverse that I don't think any man was expecting. Meanwhile, men are still benefiting from the dynamic, but you don't have the leverage that you once thought that you had. You see, when our mothers used to tell us that they brought us into this world and they could take us out, they meant that quite literally. Women have the power to shut all of this down. Because, sure, they have, they control the access to sex, men control the access to marriage, but women also control the potential longevity and preservation of our species. And I don't think that you can get any more powerful than that. And so I think that men need to start taking this dynamic a little bit more serious and adjust the strategy, because it's not working. All these different ways that men are trying to figure out how women can settle for them being subpar, or not willing to adjust or evolve their way of thinking. Instead, you would much rather try to take their rights away, take their right away, to vote and so on and so forth. It's ridiculous. Maybe it's time to adjust. So what are you guys going to do about this new set of information that should suggest that red pill is not a way of life? It's just a way to keep you satisfied as a man. It's just to keep you benefiting sexually in certain circumstances, but it's not to actually preserve the species. It's not working. So what are y'all gonna do about it? I wish you the best of luck.